right, welcome to another episode of Around the Lantern. This is I forgot my name. This is Puzzle Ghoul.
Is it supposed to be me?
Yes.
I'm Deer Man, sorry.
See what happens when you skip a week, Josh? I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
I know. How
In
could I?
shambles.
I am everyone's grudge.
I'm Zebrawyvern,
Well,
and here's a podcast. Woo!
yeah, here's the podcast. Yeah. Welcome
Children's-
back. We've
children
been away
cheering.
from recording for a week, but now we're back and better than ever. Take us away, Billy.
I wouldn't say better than ever, but I guess we can argue that later. Anyway, I don't think a lot of us have any subjects today, but I just watched the Pet Sematary remake.
And how was
Did
it?
anyone else watch it?
I actually haven't even heard of that before. I might be a bit uncultured on it.
Did you see the original at least?
No.
Okay.
I know.
The only thing I know about Pet Cemetery is a little kid gets hit by a truck, and then they bury him, and he comes back to life, and a bunch of shit happens.
Pet Cemetery.
Yes.
Is it?
So in the remake, a little kid gets hit by a truck and they bury
Okay.
her. Big twist.
Twisty.
But-
Is her name still Gage?
No, it's. I mean, actually, she was in the original. It's Ellie this time.
Oh.
But yeah, in the original, she was like the younger daughter, and they sort of just gave them like the age swap this time. Gage is like the smaller kid, and then Ellie's like the older one out of the two.
But why?
So, I mean, it fills the same role. I will say this though: the one of the biggest differences is hands down the ending, because if for those who don't know, the original Pet Sematary, how it ends is the dad ends up learning his mistake, going out and re-killing his cat and kid after they become like these revenants or whatever, and they start killing off other people. He doesn't get to do that in this one. He straight up fucking gets murdered by his family, turns from
Oh.
them, and then, yeah, so it's even darker than the original, but it's funny because at the end of the day, like, if anyone remembers the original, do you remember when Gage gets reanimated? He's got that stupid little two-piece tuxedo and top hat thing on.
Nope.
Yeah,
Never seen it.
It's hilarious. He's got this because you're supposed to take him seriously, right? Because he's like this reanimated child, and it's supposed to be scary. But he's got this fucking like tuxedo and top hat on. He just looks ridiculous. It's you end up laughing. It's I don't know. It's one of those things you can't take seriously. But no. So instead, they all like Gage survives this one obviously because he didn't get hit by the car.
Uh-huh.
But in the original, where the kid that survives, Ellie, she's off with her mom's parents or her grandparents. Gage was brought back to the house. So the way it ends is Gage wakes up in the car, and his whole fucking dead family is just out to get him. And that's the note it leaves off on. He's just trapped in the car, and they're all coming for him, but that's it.
Was it trying to like sequel bait or something there? Or
Not really. It's pretty obvious he's not gonna make it.
Pet Cemetery
you
2,
never know.
the petting.
Oh, what?
Actually, there is a Pet Cemetery too, and it is not good.
Oof.
Yeah, that one is. I'd have to rewatch that before I shit on that one again, but it is not good.
Yeah,
no,
Stranger
the-
Things is pretty much the only horror film that I've been watching. Well, it's not really a film, or does it count as a film?
Anything that is like TV or movie counts as film, but I think film is
Okay.
usually reserved for like movies.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah, that's pretty much the only horror that I really watch. I like the psychological stuff, not like the jump scares and the gross out stuff.
So the entirety of season 3 of Stranger Things.
Yeah, that was hard for me to watch.
Oh yeah, one other thing.
Grayson's
too about-
Grayson's running up that hill.
Okay. Okay, fish time.
It's a visual thing, but he's playing around with the fucking snap camera and doing a bunch of different. He was a pickle running up the hill for for anybody listening. Anyways,
But one other thing though about the Pet Cemetery is in the remake they decide to I don't know, because like again it's the daughter this time, right? So it's bad to say because I know some diehard original fans are gonna get mad at this, but I kind of prefer Ellie as like the main revenant instead of Gage, because jumping back on that note about how you can't take him seriously with his whole fucking little top hat tuxedo suit, like she is kind of creepier than him at the end of the day. Like just her whole facade, the fact that they actually play up her deadness a bit more. What the fuck is that? So in a way, I definitely do prefer the remakes, dead kid. But the other thing I was gonna say though is one of the biggest flaws I find the remake has is it has a bad knack of just not touching upon subject matters that it tried to. Like one thing that it constantly got like hyped up for was, oh, it's going to touch on different aspects of the book that the original didn't. And one aspect of that was the Wendigo, which I didn't even know about because I never read the book. But apparently in the original book, so if you've watched Pet Sematary 1, the reason the Pet Cemetery is cursed is because it used to be an ancient Algonquin Native American burial ground, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the original never really specified why that is. They just said, "Oh, it's cursed. It's ancient Indian burial grounds." It's like, "Oh, okay." But the remake actually specifies sort of that it's because of the Wendigo had cursed the grounds.
Oh, okay.
Except it doesn't really specify. It just shows you the Wendigo. It's like there's a Wendigo here. Oh, cool. You see the Wendigo once, and then that's about it.
You ever watch The Dome?
No. Did they turn that into a series? I think.
Yeah, they turned it into a TV series, I think maybe 10 years ago now. My mom is a big Stephen King fan. She watched, I think they only did 1 or 2 seasons. She watched the first season and she was so pissed off because everything was so inaccurate. She was really pissed off that there's wind and rain and stuff because there's not supposed to be any kind of. There's a dome over top of
Ecosystem.
you. Nothing is supposed to happen. So me and my dad would always like say the dome and just put our hands over our heads, be like the dome, and my mom's just like, oh, fuck off.
the dome.
The dome.
Like that? Is it like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I
I think the only Stephen King stuff that I read was The Eyes of the Dragon and The Dead Zone.
I read a bit more of his stuff. Oh fuck, missed that. Sorry,
And
I'm
a little
playing
bit
Medieval
of
in the background.
a little bit of The Shining, but I didn't finish it.
he was it too, right?
Yes, he did it.
Okay. I knew
He
it, but I
did
was
it!
just like I was like, yeah, that was him, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that pretty much it, and some of the dome, which is more of the more obscure books that he's done, I think.
Are they?
I honestly
'Cause I
don't
feel like
know.
I was gonna say some of his more obscure shit that's usually under his pseudonym Richard Bachman. Because I was gonna say, like, I remembered I read Blaze, and that one is really not talked about, but it was good. For what it's worth, it was really good. I enjoyed it. But yeah,
They
like
recently come out with a movie based on Firestarter.
a remake, yes, and apparently that
remake.
is not good. It's because the original one was out in like the 80s or whatnot, but I don't know. I'm always down for some remakes, but yeah, they really still got to put some effort into them.
I think everybody
But,
needs to chill out with the remakes for a bit.
Yeah.
But
Like a common trend now, that even with gaming and stuff, people prioritizing remaking a lot lot of old stuff rather than just coming up with
yeah,
new ideas.
it's not
Kinda
gonna
getting a little
stop.
dull. Yeah.
Yeah. South
Oh, and
Park
that's
did
one
it
last
well.
thing I wanted to touch on with Pet Cemetery was there was actually practical effects throughout the entire film, and
Oh.
that is so rare to see in a remake, especially a modern one. So that was one thing I was especially happy to see.
Yeah, practical effects they most often look better than CGI ever could.
Oh yeah, No, like I think they enhanced it here and there a little bit. There's there's this one shot that they did use CG and it wasn't necessary, and that was Kurtz walking down the road, and it was literally like emoji deer from The Walking Dead, if you remember that.
Don't.
There was this one episode of Walking Dead where they like, cause season 2 had a lifelike deer, and then I think it was like season 6 or 7 they had like a deer again, but it was very bad CGI. So
That
Kurt's
sounds
walking
so
down
bad.
the road was all it was, and it was a slap in the face too, because they just showed you a decent like deer a few seasons prior.
Oh
So,
my god, yeah. Okay, I just looked
Yeah.
it up. That is bad.
well, people kept calling it an emoji, right? Like,
Yeah.
but no. So there was that. But the only other thing I would say about Pet Cemetery is outside of that one little shoddy CG scene, the practical effects are really good. The music at the end of the film though was not good at all. It was like it was like, you know, when a movie hires a band to do like a cover for like their film, right?
Yeah.
So they did that, but it's some sort, I don't know the band, it's some sort of punk rock band, and the lyrics can be summed up as "I don't want to be buried at Pet Cemetery." Sing that
Oh.
ad nauseum and you got a song. Yeah.
At least
Like Funeral Derangements is way better. I will say that.
yeah. At least Ice
And I feel
Nine
like that's what you're
Kills
gonna get.
put heart into it. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I'm sorry,
have you
but-
watched the music video for Funeral Derangements?
I haven't, but I heard the original Victor from Pet Cemetery shows up in that, so it is on my to watch list. I just haven't
Yeah.
gotten around to it.
Or
Hey.
sorry, go ahead.
Your filter makes you look so pretentious. It
I have a
really
Dango
does.
filter on. Okay, but I know that like in the music video for Funeral Derangements, the guy who hits Gage in the truck is the guy who played Gage in the original movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So they made sure that they had Gage hit himself with the truck.
Quit hitting yourself. Awful.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to make a Gage joke, but I can't think of anything.
It must have been really hard to gauge his appearance afterwards.
Does he wear gauges now?
Haha.
There you go.
God damn it.
The only other subject I was gonna, I guess, touch on today is because I specified already. I've been playing Medieval a lot lately, and
Mhm.
I'm not too sure what everyone else's thoughts are in video game adaptations, but I would really love to see this film done in like a claymation style, like either your Tim Burton or your Aardman, kind of like Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, people try to focus too much on the live action video game stuff. It's like, why does it have to be live action?
Well, exactly. Well, even the animated stuff though, it's kind of like a lot of it's just CG. I don't know, because Medieval has that style. I would love to see a claymation film out of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
I've seen
I
a
don't know, I
little bit
guess-
of Medieval.
it's worth it. Like it was budgeted on release. I think it can't be any more than like $20 nowadays. But I'd say play it.
Yeah.
I should ask, what is Medieval? I haven't heard of it about it.
PlayStation Original got remade for the PlayStation 4. You are Sir Daniel Fortescue, what's the word I'm thinking of here? He's not a hero. He's kind of like a falsely hyped up to be a hero. Because long story short, he died in the initial march to battle. He got hit in the eye with an arrow. So, but
Okay.
he reanimates. I think it's like 50 to 100 years later. Basically, the old evil that he was originally up against has returned, and it's now his time to shine.
Okay,
So-
yeah, you're playing as like a skeleton dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dude.
with
but like
only
I
one
don't
eye.
like you look at the designs, right? Like it's not so much the gameplay itself, but like you look at the designs, and that I think would translate very well to that animated style, like the claymation.
It really has like a Nightmare Before Christmas kind of vibe to it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like either like Tim Burton or Aardman, because I like their Wallace and Gromit style humor. British humor would do this well.
Yeah. Have John Cleese play the main character.
Well, see, that's the thing though. Is that's the one hard sell because Fortescue doesn't really talk. He just mumbles because he doesn't have a lower jaw.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh, that's
yeah,
interesting.
but I mean, there's a lot of other characters that are very animated and talkative, so it could work. Go with your silent protagonist type. But that was sort of the other subject I was going to get into. What would be your dream video game adaptation, and how would you get it done in terms of art style?
Holy crap.
It's a tough
Yeah.
question, actually.
No one
You
really
guys know
touches
what
on
mine's
art
gonna be.
styles.
You guys know what mine's gonna be.
Final
What's yours?
Fantasy?
Final Fantasy. I want a Final Fantasy 14 series, TV series. It doesn't have to be live action, but no, I think live action would look weird for FF14. But I feel like it could make a really good TV show. I know that there was one like in the works, but like I said a few episodes back, it was in development hell.
I mean, I'll say this: I'd give a hand to them if they actually tried the Final Fantasy hair in, like, you know,
In
if they
live
tried
action,
tackling that.
no,
Yeah,
because that'll look like Monster Hunter, and we don't need Ron Perlman with anime hair again.
Actually, the
Oh.
Monster Hunter film that they did for Netflix, the Netflix original, that one was pretty good.
That one was good, but I need to show
If
you
they-
guys Ron Perlman with anime hair.
wait, they did a Monster Hunter film in Netflix?
Yeah, it was a Netflix original, but was animated. It was really good. If they just made it like actually longer, it would have been really good, and maybe had a bit more time on it.
Have to check it out. I never even heard that they did one.
Yeah, it's only about I think 20 minutes.
Boom, Ron
That's
Perlman
a
with
short-
anime hair. Wait, did it? Is it up?
No, it's not working.
It's not
See
working.
myself again. Oh,
Yeah, I won't deny though. Hellboy with anime hair sounds kind of weird. So
Fuck. Oh, fuck! I'm an idiot.
But the thing is, I feel like it'd be so easy to make a good Monster Hunter story.
Wait, no, that's not what I want. Fuck.
But yeah, the live action one is just
oh my god.
people that want to make a blockbuster hit that barely knew anything about Monster Hunter, really.
There we go.
oh, come on. You've seen the interviews. Paul Anderson loves the games he adapts.
There you go. It's Ron Perlman with anime hair.
Oh my lord.
Click on
Lovely.
it. We can't. Well, I can't see it.
It's pretty much just a cursed Ron Perlman, yeah. He's
Yep.
He's looking like he's taking a rank shit right now. He's got the puckered lips and everything. He had fucking Taco Bell. That's the aftermath right there.
If the shrug emoji were a feature film. Oh, amazing. Yep.
Yeah, Josh got so pissed off when they stomped on the bullets and they exploded.
Yep.
They stomped on bullets.
Yep. There
yeah,
we go.
she threw down her magazine, stomped on it onto the monster's face, exploded, and Josh was like, "Okay, that's bullshit."
I was like, that's not how bullets work.
We're talking like gun bullets, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's not how bullets work.
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
And they made the Meowscular Chef look terrifying.
Oh, I can bring that up too.
I'm just happy they didn't bring back Granny. Let's be
Yeah.
thankful they didn't bring Granny back.
Yeah, that would be extra cursed. All right. Fuck.
Yeah, it's terrifying. I know.
Ew.
Yeah.
He looks so much skinnier and like a gremlin.
That's what he looks like in the
Yeah.
game.
You ever see Ghoulies?
No.
Okay, look up Ghoulies 3 cat. That thing looks like the fucking cat from Ghoulies 3.
Oh. Three cat. Oh God.
Doesn't
what the
it?
Fuck?
Ew.
What the fuck is that?
Uh,
Oh.
Oh my
Fucking
god,
cat from Ghoulies.
it's making me sick. What the fuck? That's disgusting.
By the way, if you wanted a bad horror movie series, like watch Ghoulies. And by the way, Ghoulies 3 is kind of their college American Pie style movie. It does not fit with the
Oh,
rest,
no.
obviously. Yeah. But yeah. No, that was pretty much all I wanted to talk about was just which games you'd want to see made in film.
But I don't think we ever got to really like Deerman or well Grayson or Jay.
Well, I would personally. I think we actually kind of talked about something similar before. I kind of wanted to see something like Devil May Cry or something like that turn into like a movie rather than it's been a TV series on like on the animated side, but
Well, they wanted
like
to do another animated series, I heard.
yeah, but I would want to see a live action adaptation of it somehow. But I feel like it'd be the same kind of way like how Monster Hunter is, where they would like try and replicate the character's appearance and it would just look like really bad cosplay.
Yep.
Well,
Ron Perlman with anime hair.
not to really dissuade you, but they did say like Paul Anderson wanted to do a Devil May Cry. So, and he's the same guy
Oh,
who did Resident
no.
Evil and Monster Hunter. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Do we
So
know
there
if
you
he's
go.
still gonna be doing the next Monster Hunter film?
I don't
hope
think
not.
so.
Woo!
Hold on.
I mean, how successful was it? Because that's honestly his only sell is that if it
I
sells
think
well,
it
then
was.
yeah, he makes
I
another.
think it flopped. I think it's considered a flop
Well, there you go.
because I think they spent like over $100 million on this film, probably more.
As they spent 60 million.
60 million. Okay.
As of right now, it seems highly unlikely that Monster Hunter 2 will be happening anytime soon. Good.
Oh, thank fucking God. Give it
Yeah,
to someone that actually cares.
You can't end a movie with the start of a big fuck off battle. You can't do that. You cannot end the movie like that.
No.
Especially bringing in a
can't have a
monster as scary as Gore Magala.
No, you can't have a Monster Hunter movie and just it being all about this world's military.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
even that, just ending it with fucking advertising for the next one that's not even fucking happening.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I cringed so hard when they were doing the like the training montage and she's starting to learn how to use the dual blades and they fucking bring in demon mode.
What's demon mode?
Demon mode is like it's like a thing where like your blades start glowing and you move quicker, you attack faster, all that stuff.
And you build up this gauge, and then when you build that gauge up, your attacks will be powerful until the gauge is brought back down to 0. So you just have to keep that gauge up so your attacks are as powerful as you can be.
But in the
demon
movie,
mode.
in the movie, demon mode is just her sword's fucking light on fire.
Huh.
I mean,
Well, I
it was
mean-
Paul Anderson, so
Well, also what pissed me off is it seemed like they were trying to make this into Resident Evil because when they first get into the Monster Hunter world, they go into this Neuroscala, which is a spider nest, and it's just randomly turned into horror. Everybody's dying with gruesome deaths. This person bursts out with spiders from their stomach. It's like, why is this a horror film all of a sudden? Like Monster Hunter, sure, it could be scary, but it's not a horror genre.
The whole like general theme of it, yeah, but when you change like I guess genres instantly like that, it's a bit off-putting and it kind of keeps you off the train, so to say.
Yeah, and plus there for Diablos, it's that you guys know what Diablos is.
Yeah.
Oh,
The big
they
charging
basically
way.
talking about Diablo, like the game.
well, they basically had this close-up shot of an arrow going into its eye and stuff, and it was just why? That's so gross. Why?
I might have to watch it just so I can like
Yeah, watch
understand
it
how bad
and
it is.
cringe at it.
Yeah.
That's Diablos. For,
I have a feeling they're trying to make the film a bit edgier so they can get in the more mature crowd. Maybe that's where they're coming from. Like
but
try
that's
and make
the
it a
thing
little. I don't know.
with Sorry, I'm bad at interrupting. That's the thing with modern like adaptations is they're always trying to appeal to a broader audience. That's why they had fucking Halo Master Chief just like character assassination. That's what it was. It was a fucking character assassination. Because in the
You're
Halo
referring to the
series,
Master Cheeks, right?
yes, the Master Cheeks. Fucking yeah, it's at that point they can't even call him the Master Chief because he's just the Master Cheeks.
I feel like a lot of like producers and directors and shit, they try and change too much shit from the source material from the games and stuff like that, and that's why they flop. They
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
and change it when there's nothing to change. Like your whole point of even making the movie in the first place is to commemorate the original material. So if you're trying to change it and make it your own, I can understand, but like just I don't know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's the kind of thing that I look at.
Yeah,
Yeah,
might
like
just be me.
no, go ahead.
Might just be me projecting, but I think it's just them being edgy 12-year-olds. Be like, oh, this will totally get people shocked and wanting to see more. They're like, oh my god, they did this gross stuff. There's usually not this gross stuff in this series. Oh my god.
Mhm.
You know
I
what we
don't know.
need to see?
Yeah.
You know what we need to see, guys? We need to see the Master Chief fuck.
Yeah, it's that kind of stupid shit that makes shit
Is that
flop
moist
when they just
critical?
No.
It's- he's pulling his cock out.
Oh my god, so edgy.
Oh my god.
On that sort of note of
No,
executives and whatnot changing up
I
the
don't want to
source
be on the
material.
note of him pulling his cock out. No, I don't want to be on that note, please.
Just stands up, flops his
Um,
dick out on the table.
Guys, why does this always have to happen when I'm about to talk?
Sorry, go ahead, Jay.
No, I mean for my next topic, you guys then get into all this.
Oh, okay, Billy, on that note.
Oh, I was gonna say I did finish the Netflix Resident Evil series.
Okay.
I
How was
kind of
it?
want a season 2. Like, don't get me wrong, it is not faithful in the slightest to the source material, but as its own sort of like, okay, it's weird to say because we were just shitting on Paul Anderson, but like, as its own sort of like pre and post apocalypse like zombie story, it's okay. I don't care for Jade in the slightest, who is the main character, and that's a little bad. Let's just say that I don't care at all for her. But Albert Wesker, Lance Reddick, easily the star of the show. I love his casting. The last few episodes, we finally got into the Olive Garden breadsticks and why unlimited needs to be unlimited.
Oh,
I want
okay.
to see more of Lance Reddick's Wesker and Bert. Yeah.
Lance Reddick.
Huh?
Lance Reddick is one of those people that I would read an audiobook or I would listen to an audiobook read by him.
Oh, he is very good.
He's got that kind of voice where it'd be a very good audiobook.
Like to say
Oh,
to put it this way,
that
he is
so?
the most polarizing aspect of that show. But without him, the show would have been a complete flop. Ironically, because like I know a lot of people were mad that he was playing Wesker, and it wasn't just some accurate to the games cosplayer. You know, like they were mad about that. Why wasn't it like white dude, blonde hair, and all that shit? I'm not gonna get into that, but like ironically, the most hated part of this show was the best part. So
Understandable.
yeah.
Ooh, speaking of, I'm scared and excited for The Last of Us show.
Wait, that's a thing.
That also looks good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they've got Pedro Pascal playing Joel, which I thought was a weird casting at first, but I feel like he could do well. Pedro Pascal plays the Mandalorian. And also, he was Prince Oberyn in Game of Thrones. He got his head crushed.
Oh.
Smoosh.
Yeah. Smoosh.
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 The squinch.
That's where the whole thing with like the mountain, you know, like the mush.
Yeah, apparently the people that made Stranger Things is gonna be doing Death Note.
I heard about that.
That'd be interesting.
I don't
It's
know, guys. I
exciting
think
yet
another
terrifying.
Netflix Death Note.
I was just gonna
Uh,
mention that. Hopefully, it's not as well. Granted, for what it is, that Netflix adaptation of it wasn't too bad, but you could tell how low budget it was.
I'm starting to believe that just don't touch anime, just let it be. If you're gonna switch it up to live action, it's gonna get ruined somehow. Just leave it. Just leave it.
It's already a TV show. Leave it alone.
I'm gonna be can't believe I'm saying this as a joke, by the way, because when I watched the anime, I fucking hated this scene. Boy, I really hope they do that fucking potato chip scene.
Oh,
They
Jesus.
better. It won't be Death Note without it.
It's got a
Ugh.
little
I will
TV
say
in the
this though:
fucking thing.
if they do another Death Note film, I would love to see Willem Dafoe again as Ryuk.
Willem Dafoe is a good actor.
Oh yeah, no, he was the best part of that Netflix adaptation. Actually, he was the biggest reason I was sad they weren't going to do a sequel. It's just I wanted to see more Ryuk Dafoe, you know?
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe.
Oh, that's How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of that too. I was thinking of that. It's like, where did they make that joke? So,
So,
I love these
Anime.
awkward silence parts here that we have every so often.
it's
It's just
kind of
kind
my
of
fault
silence.
I'm having a cookie.
That's okay.
you're having a cookie and you didn't bring me any?
No, I'm just walking around in circles.
Oh, you're pacing?
That's what I do when I chat. I just
Huh.
walk around in circles, even on the phone.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I've seen that.
I'm just running around the table right now.
She'll be like talking to somebody and I'm like, why don't you just sit down?
I can't.
No, that's fair.
Anyway, back to the actual podcast.
Fuck, oh my god, I was gonna say something. Yeah, so that, when I, god damn it.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
That's got to stay
What
in.
the fuck?
That's staying. I fucking love that ringtone. Oh my god. Okay, so I fucking don't like anime, but I watched the Death Note anime because I was curious because I had watched the Netflix version. That fucking potato chip scene made me close out Netflix, and I was like, yep. I don't know if I'm coming back to this because I cringed so hard.
That's the best part, though.
Ugh. And every time that somebody references it in like a YouTube video or something, they play the clip, and I'm just like, ugh. It hurts. It physically
Your
hurts.
tolerance to cringe is so low.
My tolerance for cringe has been rising, though. Let's be honest. I mean,
Awkward silence.
most of us remember episode 4. I think it was episode 4.
Okay, we're getting off topic.
Yeah. All right. So, shall we move on? Or Billy, do you have anything you want to add?
No, that was about it.
All right. Maybe we should let Grayson finish his call.
Hello.
Oh, welcome back.
I'm back now. Yeah, that's quite the ringtone, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a wonderful ringtone. I love it.
Staying in.
I've had that. Okay, no, listen. I was in sales, right? Like half a year ago now.
Okay.
And I had my I had 2 phones, right? I had a personal phone, and then, which is that phone that just went off, and then I had a work phone, right?
Okay.
I forgot one day that my personal phone had the ringer on, and I had that ringtone on. Dead fucking quiet in the middle of an office. Boss sitting across from me. My fucking mother calls me. Ring, ring, fucking ring! You're fucking. My boss just looked at me, just sideways, big fucking shit-eating grin on his face. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I forgot I had that ringtone on. He's like, no, don't worry about it. It's fucking funny as hell. I was like, oh, okay. That went a lot better than I thought it did. I thought I was gonna get shit.
What were you selling?
Propane. Oh
Oh my god, are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Oh no, I thought that was a joke.
I'm dead serious. It was propane and propane tanks. I was literally Hank Hill. I sell propane and propane accessories.
Except you had a suit, right?
No.
That's
It was just
fucking
kind of like
hilarious.
fancy casual clothes. That was pretty much it. Yeah.
I feel like
It was
Step Brothers just rolls up in a tuxedo.
Want my propane?
You want my propane? I give you a tiger torch. Oh fuck.
That's okay. My ringtone is now the nothing is worth the risk thing from Mandela Catalog.
Oh. It's not like a text to speech kind of thing. Like that's
Yeah.
yeah, if I remember right, yeah. Oh fuck.
Nothing is worth the risk. Nothing is worth the risk. Nothing is worth the risk. Nothing is worth the risk.
That
Someone
should
made a
just be
Beavis and
when
Butthead
work is
parody.
gone.
What was that?
Huh?
Sorry, what was that?
Who, me or Jay? We
Both.
spoke.
Both.
I'll let Jay go first.
I forget.
That should only be for when somebody calls, is what you said.
Oh, work.
Oh, work, yeah. Billy?
What I was just gonna say was someone actually made a Beavis and Butthead Mandela Catalog parody, and it's pretty good.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I just want to ask, is that fucking ringtone bit staying in?
It is, yeah, it is.
Fuck.
we already agreed on it.
Yeah. No, that was amazing.
Fuck.
No, that's a good thing. Extra views.
Yay,
even
I
like-
got a phone call. Extra views.
I'd even turn that into a clip.
Yeah. Just subtitle it and fucking just expand the letters over the screen.
Random dude gets random phone call.
Oh, I fucking love
fuck.
it. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, shall we move on? Wait. Oh, wait a
No.
minute. Wait a minute, Grayson. How many people? Or I think I already asked this. How many people know that you do a podcast in real life?
I actually haven't told, like, I think I've maybe told like 3 people.
Oh,
Same.
anybody that I know?
No.
No?
I'm pretty
Billy?
sure just like people at work, I've kind of like half mentioned it.
Oh, okay.
But
Nah, same. The fiance knows obviously, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of my family knows, but I haven't told them the name, and I'm not going to.
yeah, my family would just go, "What the fuck is a podcast?" And they wouldn't know what to do with it. They would just be like, "Oh, cool."
It was like my parents too were like, "What's a podcast? Like, what
Yeah.
is it?"
Yeah, you gotta like explain it to them, and then it's just like they're not gonna watch it anyway. So
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay. Good for you.
that's
okay.
cool. Good for you. Yeah,
You did the thing.
I think my parents would listen to the podcast if I told them what it was, like the name.
Well,
Which
I
is
know
why
Well,
I
your
I-
would-
brothers would totally look for it.
Oh, definitely. But well, only one of my brothers knows my online name.
but it's not like the podcast is named after your name, so you're still safe.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
Name of the
Yeah.
podcast. So.
Plus, he knows my name as Everyone's Grudge, whereas on the podcast and other places like that, I just go by Grudge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless it's me, and then I
Mafia
just keep calling you
bananas.
Josh.
I don't care about that.
Honestly, that's a lost cause by now. We've
Yeah.
given up with that.
Well,
Yeah.
we still use our online names for the intros and occasionally call each other by the online names.
We've done it so
Sure.
much it doesn't really matter what we call each other anymore. I don't think.
Yeah, we all have
That's
just like we
forward.
all have 2 names.
Yeah.
You and your fucking fish thing.
I'm a fish man. Leave me alone. I'm just.
You're a
vibing
deer
Is
in
that
my
the
man.
same
little
as a
aquarium.
merman?
And is it?
You said you're a fish man.
I'm a fish man. I don't like the word merman. It sounds fucking weird. It does. Okay.
No, you're right. You're right.
Merman and fishman. Tell me which one's better. I'll give you a hint. It's fishman.
Oh, I prefer Mermaid Man.
Merman.
Merman.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Wait a
God
minute.
damn it.
Or Mermaid Man filter.
What curse thing is Mermaid Man.
Dude, it looks like
Mermaid
it even
Man.
it looks like it even fucks with the shape of your face. Oh my god.
I totally forgot about that character, honestly.
Everybody forgets about that
Well,
character.
not to start up on a sad note, the reason why is because they've actually sort of retired him because the voice actor passed away a few years
Oh.
back, so
Yeah.
Oh no.
they thought it was better than to like keep him up with like a different voice actor.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I think I don't know who the voice actor is, as worse as that sounds, but like apparently like part of the joke was it was him who's Mermaid Man, so
Uh,
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
I recognize the voice. I'm pretty sure if I look up the voice actor, I'll be like, oh yeah, that guy. Or my parents will be like, oh yeah, that guy.
he'll be forever honored as that guy.
that guy.
One thing that always pissed my mom off, there'll be like some sort of parody on Family Guy or some sort of character. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's the guy from Family Guy. She's like, no, they're not from Family Guy. I'm like, but that's where I first saw him, so he's from Family Guy.
Oh, that's like the whole joke of like, oh hey, it's John Wick. He's from Fortnite.
I remember
It's
when
like-
they put Master Chief in Fortnite and they were like, oh my god, it's Master Chief from Fortnite. When they play like Halo or something like that, it's like, bro.
Yikes.
Oh yeah, it's like Bird is the word. I'd be like, hey, that's the song from Family Guy. She's like, no, it's been around longer than Family Guy. What are you talking about? And she would always try to correct me, and I'm like, nope, from Family Guy. What the fuck?
What is this? Help me.
Jay, you're up.
Hey. My question is, are fans becoming too entitled now?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
unanimously
Because-
yes.
Fuck.
Yes.
God,
Well,
I hate
'cause-
fandoms.
For the Pokemon fans right now, it's been 4 months since the last trailer for the new Pokemon. And people are going crazy and getting so pissed off. They're harassing the developers because there's no trailers at all. There's only been 2 trailers so far.
Good.
And they're just pissed off that there hasn't been one in like 4 months or 2 months. One of those. And I don't know why people care. It's just like, why do you need to know all this? You'll know when the game comes out. Like
Have some fucking patience.
That's probably
fuck-
why like most games flop these days too, is because the communities push the fucking developers so hard to actually push
Yeah.
out content and shit
Yeah.
like that, and they don't give them time. Like you think back to like 2005 when like every game was at least somewhat decent in their own way. Like when Gears of War was in its prime, right? Gears of
Mhm.
War, people loved the first like 3 games, and then when 4 came around, it was just kind of meh, and then they pushed fucking hard for 5, and 5 is just kind of meh too. It's like kind of
Yeah.
shit. Nobody talks about it anymore.
Well, and plus
Well,
the games are in the market too, and there's like people wanting you to sell stuff too. So it's a mixture of fans and just the business.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't like
Which-
Pokemon really bad for scalping right now too, with like the cards?
Oh yeah, definitely.
But that's a different thing, I guess.
Yeah, that's a different thing. I'm more talking about like the video game side of things. Because on Twitter, it's awful. There'll be people like defending Game Freak, and then people are like, "Oh, why are you defending a $1 billion company? We deserve to know all this stuff. We don't know this and this and this. How can I buy the game
Deserve
when I don't
shit.
know this?" And yet, for Sun and Moon, that was like 2 generations ago. People are freaking out because they're revealing too much. So now people are saying they're not showing enough.
Yeah, there's so much there's no in between with that kind of shit.
No.
So it's
Yeah,
just
nothing
kinda
cries
stick to your
harder than a
guns.
fan.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
And
even
plus-
if you look at like, sorry, Jay, I did it again. But even if you look at like music, bands, anytime they do something different, the fans are gonna lose their minds. Even if they stay with their normal sound, people are gonna lose their minds. Like there's no pleasing the fans.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, the one thing
On
with
a
music,
side note to that.
oh,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry. No, on a side note to that though, I was gonna say Bullet for My Valentine. I really liked the sound they found with a temper, and I wish that they continued it. But much like what Josh was talking about, everyone shat on that until they just sort of went back, and it annoyed me.
However, I do like their newest album. I like that they went heavy for their newest album.
Oh yeah, no, like I mean, I still support their music regardless, and like their
Yeah.
music is good anyway. But like, I also kind of want another Temper album, you know?
Yeah. But
Well,
even
from what I
like,
understand,
go ahead, Jay.
damn it, you go. I forgot.
Fuck. I was gonna say, even was the album before this newest one, was it Gravity? Is that what it was called?
Yeah, I think so. They've been dropping a lot of singles lately.
Yeah, but okay, their previous studio album to this newest one, again, I forget what it was called. But even that one had some really good songs on it, like Don't Need You, Over It was good too. Like there were some good
The
songs
very
on
last
there.
time was a good one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's even for like Trivium. When they did Silence in the Snow, people were pissed. Like,
I love that one.
yeah, people like it now, but when it first came out, they were just mad because Matt Heafy wasn't screaming anymore, but yet he fucking blew out his voice before then, so he was kind of using that album to do more singing and, like, you know, work on his more melodic side rather than the screaming.
For
Well,
me,
didn't the
I
same
totally
thing happen with Avenged?
Oh.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I understand preferring one style for an artist, and there's many artists that I like that I can't listen to now because their new sound is just not for me. And I do miss their old. I
Bring Me
do
the
miss their
Horizon.
old sound. For me, it was kind of well, Flyleaf was one of them for a little bit when they changed singers.
Yeah.
Oh, do they have a new singer? Is that why?
Yeah.
They did.
Oh, because I was gonna say.
She turned it into like pop rock ish. It was very not Flyleaf at all. It was a drastic
Well,
change.
Controversially, I actually really like the new sound Flyleaf has, so. Yeah.
Have you listened?
Them's fighting words.
I actually have the album though. I liked it for a little bit, but then when I listened to old Flyleaf, it was like, okay, yeah, this is better.
I mean, like,
Oh,
I don't know.
drastic change.
I didn't even know there was a new singer though. So to be fair.
Well, seems like Lacey Sturm, the old singer, is going to be coming back to Flyleaf soon.
Really?
Oh,
Well, yeah,
but is that
the-
because everyone hated their?
What?
Is that because everyone hated the new singer, or what?
Yeah, there's
Aw.
no new stuff from the new singer.
Well, see, that's kind of sad though. Like, yeah, it's great to have the old singer back, but like, you know how bad that must be for like the new one. It's like no one likes you. You're out of the band. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
I do
Okay,
feel
I'm going
bad
to bring
for
this back to the original topic. Demanding easier games. How does
Yeah.
that make everyone feel?
No. There's a reason why games have their difficulty level. And people need to like respect that. Like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, those games are meant to be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
You're meant to be like there's a reason why your character is tiny compared to pretty much everything else in that world. Because you're supposed to be overcoming these giant obstacles and you're supposed to feel good about overcoming it.
Yeah, just like Monster Hunter, I knew when World was going to come out, I knew there was going to be a bunch of reviews of people complaining about how hard it is, which is a fucking piss off because World is so easier compared to like the games I started off with. I know I'm going to sound boomerish.
Well, but World is mainstream too, isn't it? So like,
Yeah,
it's not
it
even
is.
that the new fans know how hard the originals are.
Yeah, like it's just true. It's like they're complaining about this is just how it's always been, and if anything, it's the easiest it's ever been, and people are complaining it's too hard and needs to be easier. And it's like, okay, no, that's not how that works. No.
Yeah. I
If
mean, to be
anything.
fair, if they wanted to incorporate like easier game modes, I mean, I'm fine with that, if only because of accessibility. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm all down for more accessibility to games at the very least, because I know, like, it's not similar in the slightest. But like Medieval, they actually have for color blindness, they have different color modes. So
Oh, yeah.
I do think that they do need more accessibility for games, and I suppose you could argue an easier game mode is for less experienced gamers, but
But then I also feel like not all games are supposed to be for all people. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
you can see a game be like, "Oh, I want to play that, but it's too hard for me," and that sucks definitely. But
That's like me and Apex. I want to play Apex because I've always liked the theme of I hate BR games for one thing. That's the thing. But like games that kind of introduce like unique characters with their own like special little kits and stuff like that. I'm a sucker for that kind of shit. But the game is just too difficult because it's too common. Like everybody plays it now.
Yeah,
And to
there's
get
a
into
skill
it,
level.
there's a really, really high skill floor that just I don't have. I don't really play FPS games anymore. So I just load for like 2 minutes, die in 30 seconds, go back to the lobby, and then wait like another 2 minutes to load into another. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
well, do you guys know Bravely Default?
Yes.
I think, yeah.
It's from Square Enix. It's pretty much Final Fantasy with a different paint and stuff. And
Yeah, it's got a bit of a different battle system, but it's very close to Final Fantasy. Even a lot of like the item names are similar. Like I think there's Phoenix Down.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
Well, I
Bravely
was
Default was a fan made though.
no, it's Square Enix.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn it was like a fan made thing gone big stream, like mainstream, I guess you could say. Anyway, sorry,
Yeah, I
back
don't
to
know.
what you're saying.
I'm just trying to think. Oh, I tried to play that game so many times, but it's like it's a different kind of RPG that I'm used to, and I just couldn't get the hang of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking, like, what if I were to go on Twitter and be like, I demand this game be this way because I want to play it.
Yeah. Well, it's like
But
and I'm still gonna try and get you to play a Final Fantasy game, but
I've tried.
that's where
I've
like
tried.
with Bravely Default, even I was a little bit confused by the battle system. Whereas like Final Fantasy is a very similar game to it, but it's easier to figure out. Like the ways that you attack are more straightforward.
Advertising, hey?
Yeah. Advertising.
I mean, I will say this right now. Have you guys heard of Remothered?
No, is that
No.
something kind of like Mother, like with Ness?
No,
and...
it's if you've ever played Clock Tower, it's kind of the spiritual successor of sorts. It's fan made or whatever. Like it's a smaller studio that was in love with Clock Tower. So
Okay.
I love the series, but when I say bullshitly hard, that doesn't begin to cover it. And I did actually bring up to the subreddit, I was like, they should have a slightly easier game mode because, and that's not even me, like the sequel is actually broken. That's how hard it is.
Yeah, there
There's
are
been,
times when. Oh, sorry.
oh no,
There are
you first.
there are times when a game is just like stupidly broken, where it's just like, okay, you need to do something,
Yeah.
and
But like on that though, like I brought it up to the subreddit. I was like, hey, like I think that there should at the very least be an easier game mode. Maybe like turn off some achievements, shit like that. I understand. I'm baby, right? Like do that, but oh my god, the amount of like negative response I got from saying that. Like everyone just fucking hating on me saying that, oh, I'm just a pussy and I gotta get better at the game. It's like no.
I
It's,
hate
it's
that.
not
I
just
hate
me.
that
The game is
mindset.
broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to an extent, like if the game's meant to be played like that, I understand, but I don't know, because like another thing too is like the AI in that game. you're supposed to be hiding. It's a stalker type game where you're supposed to be hiding from enemies that are actively looking for you, right?
Okay.
The AI, no matter how hidden you are, the enemies still know roughly where you are. So no matter what, they're always in the direct vicinity. Like, call me crazy, but on easier game modes, you should almost be rewarded for being well hidden. Like, on an easier game mode, depending on how hidden you are, the enemies aren't in your location as badly, you know?
That makes sense.
Like some sort of like balancer like that. But again, I got fucking shat on hard for that. So I
Yeah,
have
the
the sequel. I
community
haven't
is
touched
so
it.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like interacting with like game communities at all. Like even yeah, I don't like interacting with the community because it's always like an echo chamber, you know?
I'm no longer part of the Pokemon fandom. I don't care. They kill the game for me.
Yeah, you can just it's oftentimes better to just enjoy the game without being a part of the overall fandom. Oh god.
It's better off just prioritizing your own thoughts about the game rather than everybody else's sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And plus, I was a part of a lot of Facebook groups for Pokemon, and there's been
Sorry, I had
times
to
where I
sneeze.
I share my shiny Pokemon, and there's people in the community that are shitting on me for shiny hunting. It's like, why are you in the Pokemon community if you don't even respect this part of the game?
You gotta explain it to me. Why are they shitting on shiny hunting? Because as far as I know,
Because
like
it's a waste of time.
so what?
I know.
Playing
I
any
honestly
video
respect it.
game.
It's like you reset the game 1,000 times to find a shiny Mudkip. I have to respect that.
Also, like, playing any game can be considered a waste of time. Like, it's about doing something that you enjoy. Like, there's a reason it's called a pastime.
Or a hobby. A lot of people call it a hobby now.
Yeah.
Yeah, then of course I bring those people that are just pretty much bullying me. I bring it to the admins, be like, hey, these guys are being assholes. They're like, oh, just ignore them. It's like,
Yeah,
well,
and
this
then
is
they
the
don't do anything.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
They're
pointless.
going around DMing me saying, oh, I'm wasting my time. It's like,
Ironically, wasting their time.
yeah. It's like, this is why the toxic community continues, because no one wants to do anything about it.
Mhm.
They're
Let
like, oh,
people
just
enjoy
grow a
things.
pair.
Like, hear me out, but if you're a moderator for a group, you should moderate the group.
Yeah.
As a
Definitely.
past Facebook mod, like, oh, and by the way, I hated fucking doing that too. Especially with the RE fandom. Like, moderating Resident Evil was just a shit show.
I bet.
Oh, there'd be weeks where it was just mass bans. It was it was egregious. I hated it.
Oh,
But,
joy.
Honestly, similar boat with Resident Evil. I've just mentally checked out of that fandom. And it's sad because you want to be able to talk to like-minded people about stuff you enjoy, but you just can't.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh. Destiny.
I like it when you get into Destiny because you get pissed.
I was on the Destiny lore subreddit
Oh
because
no, no.
yeah, because I was playing Destiny a
No.
long time ago before I fucking lost my mind. When I was playing Destiny, I had some questions about the lore. I didn't post anything, but I went to the Destiny lore subreddit. I clicked on one post and immediately I was like, yeah, okay, I'm done here. Nope.
I'm good.
Because like they'll make a post asking about something, and then everybody in the comments are like, you're a fucking idiot for not knowing this. How do you not know this shit?
It's almost
You
like
gotta-
they're in the
you gotta
capacity
read-
to
you
know.
It's like, you gotta read this, like, fucking obscure little thing in the codex to get this piece of lore, and it's like, okay, I don't give a shit anymore.
The thing about the first game and the second game, the first game, you had to go to their website to learn the fucking lore like that. Thankfully, the
Alright.
second game has like an outlet to actually, read on it if you want to. But that being said, you shouldn't be shit on for not doing it. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's your own way of playing the game, right?
I have another thing to add. Should game developers just make what they want and just ignore the fans?
Yes.
Absolutely.
No,
Versus
because
even-
Okay.
I want to say because I play a lot of VR chat recently, and
hmm
the thing
Oh,
with
yeah.
VR chat, right, is that a lot of people use third-party mods to give themselves quality of life changes.
Hmm.
But literally what they did is they decided
And
to throw
mods.
anti-cheat into the game.
Oh.
Oh.
So as soon as they announced that, like if you go to the VR chat Steam page right now, you'll see what the fuck everybody's doing. But they're review bombing the game and they're saying how it's a mistake. They pushed it anyway. And they pushed this update or whatever. So many people are leaving because there's all these quality of life changes that all these players have made for themselves. And they just basically ruined the game. And they gave them like days of notice, like, hey, this is a bad idea. Don't do it. You're gonna ruin the experience for so many people. They didn't give a shit. They pushed the update anyway, and now they're fucking review bombing the game, and so many people are leaving the game and stuff like that, and people are
I
canceling.
feel like that's not so much
subscriptions.
making the game though as it is tweaking it. I know
Yeah.
that sounds like the same thing, and I'm nitpicking, but yeah, because they're literally just going, well, this is something that we don't want anymore, versus like actually making it one way.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
now they're like backpedaling now because like they had like a review board meeting or something like that, or like a consumer, I don't know, they were consulting a lot of the
They were shitting their
community.
pants.
Basically,
I think there
they were
is a
shitting their
healthy
pants,
middle to it,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but it's
Well,
like
one
there's
thing I got
always
confused
No.
about. Oh, sorry, I was gonna say one thing I got confused about though is I thought that they were removing skins from that game, but apparently that's not the case. It's just
No.
mods.
It's just mods, yeah. Like they could have like mods that could like improve their menus or something like that, for example, changing their UIs and their menus or something like that. They're just completely adding easy anti-cheat and they're getting rid of it, and everybody's all up in arms about it. And people are
Yeah.
canceling subscriptions to them and shit, so now they're gonna lose
Oh my
money. And yeah.
I mean, the whole game is just like a chat thing, right? It's just for
Yeah,
fun. It's not even an actual game.
that's why people are upset too. Is it's a social game. Why the fuck does it need anti-cheat for?
He's cheating at something.
Yeah. Like it makes absolutely zero sense to put anti-cheat in a fucking social game. Like what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's goofy. No, but again, though, I wouldn't exactly argue that that's game devs doing what they want. That's more so just being an idiot after release and making patches that don't make sense. So, I don't know. At the same
Like-
time, though, I mean, sorry.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
It's like every time that No Man's Sky has a new update, there's always people that are like, but we want ship customization. We want. And it's like, hey, you're getting all these fucking free updates that are adding a fuck ton of content to the game. Like, they just recently did a freighter overhaul where your capital ship now has, like, better base construction, more. I think they did some bug fixes with them where, like, you no longer fall through the floor in multiplayer.
we yet to test that out.
We do, yeah.
I mean, the fact
Um,
that they even continued with it and didn't just call it quits after the release of the game, like that alone should be
Yeah,
admirable.
it's like what, 6 or 7 years now that they've been putting out at least like I think 3 to 4 major like big updates with every year. And people are still like bitching because it's like you still haven't delivered on some of the things that were promised, and it's like, where were these things promised?
Yeah.
Like they've added sandworms, they've added
They added
Okay.
sandworms?
yeah, there's sandworms in the game now.
Ooh.
Yeah. It is.
I know Destiny was in a very similar boat. Like when Destiny 2 first came out, it was fucking pile of garbage, and then they just kind of stuck to it, and they kind of made it into something. It still has its issues, but it's not as bad as it was back in 2017. And Josh, I know it sucks. I know.
One of the
Fucking
most
Destiny.
tragic stories is The Sims 4, honestly.
We accidentally
everything-
added incest to the game.
Yeah, they
Oh my
did.
god!
They
And
did.
toddlers going on seniors in seconds.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for this, it's like a whole shit show of like fans literally not getting what they want. When I feel like the Sims game should be what the fans want in general, because I don't know. It's EA that's making it. It's not like they really have this vision of a game, you know. So it was just so much shit. Because before, I think it was like 2 years ago, there was do you guys remember this Sims 4 pack for Star Wars?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No?
Yep.
Well, anyway, before that, they did a poll of what everybody wants in the community. The Star Wars pack was at the very bottom, yet that's the one they released.
I'm
And it was
assuming
so broken.
I'm assuming that they did this poll halfway through the development of this pack, and then they were like, all right, people don't want it. Oh shit, we're already halfway through making it.
Well, it turns out, I
Either
guess they
that-
had a deal with Disney and they had to do something with their Star Wars thing. So they had to make a pack to make a profit off their deal.
Fuck.
I don't know how it exactly went off, but yeah, they still pushed that pack through, even though there's like so many bugs and stuff already. Yet they choose to give a pack that literally does nothing to the game, just brings you to another world and you see some Star Wars characters, and then by the time you get back to your own place, it doesn't change anything. You just get a lightsaber.
Call me crazy, but I almost want to say that they released that petition for like which areas you want to see next, with the intent that they thought there was going to be a lot of hype for Star Wars, and then it
Probably.
backfired.
Yeah.
You want to see Star Wars, right? No.
Well, people that are just wanting to play dolls virtually, they don't want to go to Star Wars land.
God damn it, Grayson.
That's not Grayson, that's Steve.
Right. Right.
But then this brings me to the other thing, is harassing developers to get what you want. That's a fucking...
Definitely just back to No Man's Sky. There was a time that I was playing it with like some randoms on PS4, and there was a guy who was pissed off because it was when they did the update where you now needed to do electrical wiring in your base. This guy was so pissed off. He was like, "Well, it's time to start sending death threats to Hello Games again." And I was like, "Don't fucking do that, you twat!" Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Sending death threats for a game? Like, are you serious?
Baby wants
I'm
attention.
surprised there's still game developers on Twitter. I'm surprised not all of them are just gone by now.
Yeah.
Well, not even just game devs. Like, jumping back to Resident Evil live action, Avon Jogia was harassed off the platform. Like, it was Instagram and Twitter and everything because of his portrayal of Leon in Welcome to Raccoon City.
Yeah.
And right now, what I'm seeing a lot of is the special effects team behind the Netflix series, which, by the way, that's the second best thing in the show, is the special effects. The creatures were just fucking amazing. People are shitting on them now for the script. Do they not understand how that works? This is a special effects team. You're shitting on them for the script. Makes no goddamn sense. So, but like, even on that level, like, just people harassing people for not enjoying the final product. Just because you hate the final product does not mean everyone involved is to blame here, you know?
Do you guys know about the National Dex cut for Pokemon? I'm pretty sure you've heard about that drama.
I think.
I was not upset, but like, I was mixed on that, but it's like, yeah, there's a lot of them now, so I understand.
Yeah, basically, when Sword and Shield were first releasing, like 2-3 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago now. But anyway, they made the announcement that they're no longer going to be implementing all the Pokemon into one game anymore. And oh my god, you can just imagine how pissed off the fans were. What the fuck, Grayson?
Still dicking around with that Snapchat thing.
Yo.
At the same
Yeah,
time,
so
though,
many-
didn't they also implement methods to keep all your Pokemon elsewhere for later use?
Yeah,
Oh,
right
there's
now there's
Home or
Pokemon
whatever.
Home, but you do have to pay a subscription to get the full deal, which I understand that's a piss off. What's-
Um,
uh,
I think your audio cut out there, Billy.
What?
I think your audio had cut out there for a moment.
no, I think it was just an awkward silence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't
Gotcha,
saying
gotcha.
anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done.
All right. Do you guys think we should take a break then?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We will be right back. Hey there, it's Grudge. I'm currently editing the podcast, and unfortunately, we have lost the second part. So, this week's episode is going to be ending with only one part, so I do apologize for that. But anyways, thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful day.